Welcome to Psychic Insights, where pop culture meets higher consciousness and the tea is always a little bit mystical. I'm Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend, and around here we don't just watch the drama unfold. We read the energy behind it, whether it's celebrity scandals, reality TV, chaos, or true crime with a twist. I'm tuning in to bring you the intuitive scoop the headlines miss. So buckle up, because your aura's about to get entertained. Welcome back to my channel. It's Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend, and this is Psychic Insights. And today we're taking a look at, well, you see her, Candace Owens. So who is she? I don't know. Boy. You love her, you hate her, I don't know. I wasn't sure I was going to touch this energy with a 10-foot pole, but you know what? You know me, I'm up for a challenge. Candace Owens isn't just a political commentator. She really is she is an archetype. She's a mirror, a catalyst. And whether you love her or hate her, I lean towards the latter. No, I don't hate anybody, but I really, she does activate something powerful in the collective, and we just can't ignore her, much as I'd like to. So today I'm deep diving into her astrology, her human design, her numerology, and her feud with Turning Point USA to reveal deeper spiritual stories that, are behind her rise, her ruptures, and what might be coming next. And this isn't politics. This is just energy. I have to brace myself for this one. So if you love intuitive deep dives into public figures and celebrities, true crime, all that good stuff, cultural energy, this is the place for you. And if you like the spiritual patterns behind it, the headlines, make sure you hit subscribe and welcome. Welcome. Okay. So, let me take a sip of my tea. Let's start with her big three. Candace Owens is a Taurus sun. And again, if you've been watching my channel, we've got Laura Owens, Taurus sun. We've got Luigi Mangione, Taurus sun. And now we have Candace Owens, Taurus sun. Don't know what's going on with you Tauruses, but you might want to figure it out. She's also got an Aquarius moon and a Leo rising. So let's talk about her Taurus sun. Her Taurus energy is it's immovable. So think about this. She's values driven. She's slow to change, and she's rooted in her conviction. And this gives Candace this energy of certainty, stubbornness, determination, confidence, and a moral framework she won't betray. She sees the world through, I know what I believe and I'm not bending. Sounds pretty true to her, right? She's got the Aquarius moon, and she's got sort of an outsider mind. She's emotionally detached. She's incredibly independent. She's a contrarian, brilliant, and pattern seeking. She doesn't feel emotion first. She thinks emotion first. This is the moon of people who walk away from the herd. And she's got Leo rising. She's the performer. She's the provocateur. And this is her public face. She's dramatic, she's bold, she's charismatic, and she's hard to ignore. Again, as much as I try to. But Leo rising says, I will be seen, I will lead, and I will shape the narrative. And this alone explains why she can't disappear into the background, even if she wanted to. Candace also has a grand fixed square in Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. And this pattern creates constant internal pressure, relentless conflict, polarizing life themes, public battles, deep emotional scarcity, or trust wounding. And this grand square is destiny-level tension, and it makes someone magnetic, reactive, unyielding, unforgettable, and destined for conflict and transformation. And she's built to split the room, not to make everyone comfortable. That's fair enough. Okay, so let's talk about why Candace Owens triggers people so intensely, me included. Well, I would say she triggers me. I just don't listen to her, but here we go. She's too certain. People doubt themselves, but Candace does not. And certainly she is triggering. She's emotionally detached. Aquarius moon energy feels like, I don't need your feelings to think clearly. And that can feel cold to sensitive viewers. She has Pluto and Scorpio, and Pluto rules power, betrayal, obsession, shadow, secret motives. Her Pluto energy makes people project. She knows something I don't. She's hiding something, or she wants power. Pluto creates fascination and fear. And her human design says she's a heretic. She's a 3-5 projector and line 5, the heretic. And this is what we get from her. What she gets projected on. She gets misunderstood. She gets criticized. She gets idolized, and she gets villainized. And we've seen this. People see what they want to see, not who she actually is. And she activates people's suppressed shadow. So Candace Owens represents the confidence people wish they had, the independence they fear, the controversy they avoid, and the rebellion that they may crave. She is a walking shadow trigger. And she definitely has a human design that's not built like other commentators. She's a splenic projector. And what this means is she sees deeply into systems. She has instant intuition. She reads people without trying. She's not meant to hustle. She's meant to guide. She thrives when recognized, and she crashes when she's ignored. Now, she has a channel 6124, and that is the thinker, revelation, rationalization, and argument. She intuits, then she builds meaning around it. This is exactly the pattern behind conspiracy thinking. She has a channel 2010, and this is awakening. She lives by her own moral compass, even when it alienates others. She has a channel 2838, and this is the struggle. She fights for purpose. She thrives in conflict. She finds meaning in adversity. Candace Owens is literally built for ideological war. Isn't that crazy? It's like built into her blueprint. And this is why I wanted to cover her, because, understanding her blueprint, then we can understand what she's doing a little bit more, right? And we cannot talk about Candace Owens without talking about her explosive feud with Turning Point USA, which I will tell you right off the bat, do not follow. And she is fighting them after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And I want to say murder of Charlie Kirk, not assassination, but whatever. Tomatoes, right? Charlie's death created a power vacuum. When he was killed in 2025, everything changed. His sudden death created instability, fear, leadership collapse, narrative battles, and Candace stepped into that vacuum with allegations of betrayal, saying that Turning Point USA leadership had failed Charlie or deceived the public. Of course she would, right? And then Turning Point USA fired back. The organization denied her claims, challenged her to a public live stream debate, and accused her of implying insiders plotted against Kirk. Tightened their narrative control. They became full-on spiritual, political, and psychological war, right? So why this feud is archetypal? Well, Candace is the heretic, and Turning Point USA is the institution, and her astrology says challenge the structure. Their instinct is exile the rebel, and the conflict was inevitable. And you know what? She has a betrayal wound, right? So she has Pluto and Scorpio, plus she's an earth snake in Chinese Zodiac. She fears betrayal, and she also has obsession with hidden motives. So what her psyche needs is truth, revenge, exposure, moral clarity. And Turning Point USA needed unity, control, silence, and consistency. It was definitely a spiritual collision, okay? So let's talk about her numerology and why it's happening now. Candace's numerology, She is a life path 6, which is the moral crusader, and she believes she's meant to defend truth. She has a destiny of 5, which is the rebel. She destroys norms and challenges institutions. And her soul urge 9 is the warrior for justice. Her life path requires conflict. And her Chinese zodiac is the earth snake, and snakes are suspicious, strategic, truth-seeking, drawn to conspiracies, attracted to hidden knowledge. So combine these, what you get is a moral rebel who feels chosen to expose deception, whether it's there or not. Okay. Now, for 2026, this will be Candace's personal year of 4, and year 4 brings accountability, restrictions, structural collapse, burnout, legal or public pressure. We see this in her life right now. Endings that create new beginnings. And Pluto will be activating her fixed placements in Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, pushing her towards crisis, transformation, truth exposure, and power struggles. The feud will escalate, and this split with Turning Point USA will deepen, and the likely scenarios that we can kind of think about would be the failed succession, like she tries to inherit the influence that Kirk had after his death, but the base has rejected her, and the Turning Point USA followers will possibly turn on her, and so she becomes the villain within the movement. And the third scenario that could happen is she burns out, retreats, and reinvents herself in 2027, which is what I would suggest she do. But one thing is pretty highly guaranteed on this: she will not leave 2026 unchanged. It's her karmic year. All right, so psychically, here's what I feel strongly. The soul contract between Candace Owens and Turning Point USA ended the moment Charlie Kirk passed. He was the bridge, the stabilizer, the energetic anchor, and without him, the structure can't hold her. She's stepping into a new destiny, a new identity, a new battlefield, and a new level of shadow work. She will reinvent herself after this war, and she will not return to her old form. 2026 is the burning ground for Candace, and 2027 is her rebirth. So if you love the spiritual and psychological deep dive into Candace Owens, well, hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to try to release intuitive breakdowns on public figures, collective energy, and deeper truths between what we are all experiencing. So I want to thank you for watching. I'm Robin Richardson, your psychic girlfriend. I appreciate all your support and your comments. I read them all. And like and follow for more, and I'll see you in the next one.